Welcome to Parks and Rec Today. My name is Liddy Gutfeld and I am your host. I'm also the Parks and Recreation and Community Services Director for the City of San Bernardino. Parks and Rec Today will bring you up-to-date topics about things going on in the city, in our parks, in our community centers, and all around. We're excited about the month of May because we are celebrating Water Safety Month. This month, you can expect a huge campaign of social media posts, website posts, and so much more, including activities that are going to be happening all throughout the city. But today, I'm excited to bring you Parks and Rec Today, the Water Safety Month edition. And today our special guest is Fred Charette. He is the council member for the 4th Ward here in San Bernardino, and he has joined us today to talk about water safety. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, well, Fred, I have enjoyed speaking with you, and we're excited about Water Safety Month. May is so important in every single city, but especially here in the city of San Bernardino. We have so many folks that really need to learn how to swim, and all ages. And you shared an interesting story with me that was very intimate, and I would love for you to share that story with our audience because I think it will connect with so many.
Well, thank you, and I will share that. I was fortunate to grow up in a family that has always been around a swimming pool, and we've taken water safety very, very seriously. And I think I was swam at Paris Hill Plunge as a young boy, and our family went there and picnicked and swam there a lot and spent a lot of time there until we were fortunate enough to actually put a swimming pool into my folks' backyard. And I was about 8 or 10 years old at the time. And so our family has always been around swimming pools. My 2 brothers have always owned a swimming pool. I've never personally owned one, but I've always been around them. And the story you're speaking of that I shared with you earlier is one that kind of still haunts me to this day. I had some cousins, they were actually nephews, I guess, of mine, and were there with my 2 daughters and a sister-in-law. And we were in my mother's backyard swimming and having a great day. And I think we sent somebody out to McDonald's for some hamburgers or something, and they brought them back. And as my sister-in-law and I were kind of preparing a picnic table full of McDonald's hamburgers and French fries and what have you, my youngest daughter, who I don't remember how old she was, but probably about maybe 4 or 5 years old, wasn't quite a swimmer yet. She slipped into the end of the pool, the other end of the pool. We were at the shallow end preparing this lunch. She was at the deep end, kind of playing on the side, and she slipped in. And because I was kind of preoccupied with that, I had taken my eyes off of her for just a moment, just a split second, and she slipped into the pool. And fortunately, her cousin, an older young boy, saw this, dove in, swam to the other end, and brought her up. And it was terrifying, absolutely terrifying, and it can happen. And we were fortunate that we didn't end up with the tragedy that might have occurred. And it still kind of gets me choked up even Absolutely. Thinking about it right at this moment.
Well, so I think it's so crucial that the audience and our residents here in San Bernardino understand that it's silent. It's not like a big splash is made, right? No. And drowning
she did literally
is so
slip
quiet.
in.
It's so quiet. Yeah. An interesting statistic that we've learned as we've started to do our research, especially for this month and information we want to get out to our residents, is that 23% of drowning deaths occur in a bathtub or a backyard pool or spa. And so, you could have easily been that statistic. And so I'm really grateful for you sharing that story. And I hope San Bernardino, you understand that it can happen to anyone at any time. And so it's so important. So that brings me to my next question.
I want to say I kind of hate sharing that story because I feel guilty that that almost occurred.
I think that feeling has probably been shared and is felt by many, because I think so many have had that close call. So let's make it real. if you were given an opportunity to give a message to any mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandpa, grandma, caretaker, brother, sister who has a non-swimmer in their family, what would your message be to them?
Well, the easy answer to that is make them waterproof, and that is teach them to swim at an early age. And it can be done. As I mentioned, my brother has a swimming pool, and he is an absolute stickler. He won't allow children to wear water wings. He says, if you're going to be in my pool, you're going to be with your parents, with someone supervising, or you're going to learn to swim. And so that's the answer, is just teach them at a very early age. I have 2 grandchildren that live up in the Reno area, and my daughter has them in swim class at 3 and 5 years old, and they're learning to swim very early. And you know, here in San Bernardino, as you well know, and I hope the audience will understand and realize that we do offer those services. We offer both, I guess, low cost swim lessons and then free.
Yes.
So they should be reaching out to the city. They can call our office. They can call Parks and Rec. But get a hold of somebody and figure out where and how they can be a part of the training of getting their children, anybody that's going to be around water, making them waterproof. And by waterproof, I mean making them able and learning how to swim.
That's right. So our message is that drowning is preventable and everybody has to do their part. I think that so many of our residents and our community members hopefully will come out to our Water Safety Challenge event on May 21st. It's going to be at the Jerry Lewis Swim Center, and we'll be handing out water safety tags and water watcher tags for parents to do just that, to assign somebody to just watching the pool, even if it's just a picnic in the backyard or a party. But in addition, to take that safety pledge and learn so many other ways that we can be water safe in San Bernardino.
Well, you say Jerry Lewis Swim Center. I just have to share this story that Jerry Lewis, as many of you know, was our congressman at the U.S. Congress, and long before he taught swimming lessons at Paris Hill. It was then called Paris Hill Plunge. And I did spend a lot of time there growing up, but my older brother was actually taught to swim by Jerry Lewis. And so that's kind of an interesting story to share. We've been around this town for a while, so.
There you go, another water safety message brought to you by Fred Charette, your 4th Ward Council member.
Well,
thank you so much for coming today.
You're
we
welcome.
Appreciate having
Thank you
on
very
the show.
much, and best wishes on the 21st. I hope everyone will come out.
Thank you.
Thanks.